What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. Hope you guys are doing well. You'll never make Call of Duty fans happy. That is a comment I have seen all too often recently within this community. Almost like it's a catch-all trump card for people to use to avoid criticism for some reason. And the reason why this has popped up a lot more recently is because a lot of fans criticized the new Clover Craze event in Black Ops 6 and Warzone for being too short. And people took to social media to voice their displeasure. And then they were instantly met with other people saying, well, if it wasn't too short, you'd be complaining that it was too long. And yeah, that's what a community this size is going to do. They're going to voice their displeasure on how they personally feel. That's what happens when you have a fan base of this size. That's what happens when you have diverse opinions within a community. Now, are some of the opinions boneheaded? 100%. But that doesn't mean that they're not somebody's opinion. I've got the perfect example. Let's go back to Modern Warfare 2 from 2009, 16 years ago. And let's say we fix one-man army noob tubes. We make noob tubes take up your first perk slot like they did in COD 4, so that if you equip a noob tube, you can't even use one-man army. You'd have probably 95 to 98% of this community excited about the change. But you'd have the contrarians, the people that always want to be on the other side of the issue, upset about the change. So then they'd voice their displeasure on social media and we'd re-enter this loop. And this is exactly what happens when you have a community of this size. You're never, ever, ever going to make everyone happy. But the goal should always be to make the majority happy. And right now, I question if that's what Call of Duty is even doing. I don't know if they're catering to the majority or not. We don't know about the player numbers. We don't know what's been going on behind the scenes. We don't know who's playing this game and who isn't. We don't have any of that data. But what I can tell you is this. Whenever I go to social media, there is always two people on other sides of every single issue, and both seem to be equally popular. Almost every single post I see has an exact opposite post arguing for the other side of the debate, with equal upvotes. That's what happens so much on social media now, happens so much on the Reddit. And it just goes to show that all of us have different ideas for what's best for Call of Duty. That's not a bad thing. But what I'd like to see is a focus on what's best for everyone, or at least what's best for the majority. Because I'll tell you this, you made that change to one-man army noob tubes in MW2. That's a positive change for everyone. And yes, the overwhelming majority will be happy with it, regardless of what people say. You fix the anti-cheat in Black Ops 6 and Warzone, you'll have many people happy with you, right? That's what the goal should always be, is cater to the majority, not the minority. And I know that sometimes I'm in the minority. I know I am, and I'm vocal about it. But maybe I shouldn't be the one that's being listened to. And I can acknowledge that. But in these situations, I think it's very important to listen to both sides. Let's take the Clover Craze event. I think that the event is lazily implemented. I think it is once again a recycled event that we've seen many other times in the life cycle of Black Ops 6. But I don't care that it's too short. Let's look at what its goal originally was. It was supposed to be this niche little event that was supposed to tide us over from the TMNT event into Season 3. And then Season 3 got delayed, so now we have this oddly short event that doesn't really offer much and is extremely quick to complete, and then 2 weeks of nothing before Season 3 launches. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I'm fine if you want to do these micro events, just put some more effort into them. That's all I'm asking for. I don't think that's too much. So I don't care how long an event is, just make it worthwhile. Because I question what the goal was of this event. Is it just so some people can reap a few rewards and that's it? Increase that playtime a little? Is that all we're chasing, is just metrics? It feels pointless. It feels extremely redundant. And it almost treats us like we're just numbers on an algorithm instead of players that should have an experience catered to us. And that's the frustrating aspect of this. But for those that argue that they'd want this event to be longer, I'm fine with that too. I'm not one to even complete the majority of events in Black Ops 6 because I couldn't bother to do it. But I understand their importance to this community. I understand the importance of earning rewards. And you should feel like you're getting your money's worth, your time's worth when it comes to an event. And if you just breeze through an event in a day or two, is it even really worth calling it an event? Probably not. It's more so like a daily challenge, if we're going to be completely honest. And that's maybe how the Clover Craze event feels. So I don't think we're ever going to find that perfect sweet spot. We'll never agree on it. But if we can find a way to impress the majority of players and to get them engaged the best way possible, I think that's what needs to be pursued. I don't know if these small events work. I don't know if the longer TMNT events work. It'd be great to see that player data. We're never going to see it. And that's the only problem I have, is if we were able to have a little bit more transparency with this stuff, I think it would lead us to have a little bit more intelligent conversations, intelligent debates with real data. Instead, we just have to say, I think this is what's happening, or I feel that this is what's going on, with no real data to back it up or support it. And it just really makes us start arguing in circles and keeps the community really divided and at each other's throats all the time. Like the amount of attacking one another that occurs. And I know I'm bad for it too. I'm no saint, but it's getting us nowhere. What we have to start doing is looking what's good for the gander, not just what's good for the goose, right? Have you guys heard that? Yeah. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Yeah. I'm more concerned about the gander right now, about the community as a whole, than just what's good for me. Oh, wow. You impressed me. I'm one person out of millions that play this game. And I'm sure a game that I would enjoy, you'd enjoy, but I don't know that for a fact. Clearly, people are enjoying Face Off. It's not my cup of tea, but that's what a lot of people want. And that's what the community is spoken with their playtime. So I can understand that I'm in the minority there. That's not my cup of tea. That's okay. It doesn't have to be. And I think it's important for us to acknowledge that as a community. Acknowledge that as people that want to see the best for Call of Duty. Even if I think that moving away from face-offs the best thing for Call of Duty, not everyone's going to agree on that. And I think it's important to have these conversations. I think it's important to have these debates, not just to shut everyone out and say, you'll never make the community happy, because you won't. There will never be an issue that people will unanimously agree on. It just will not happen in this community. You could fix the anti-cheat tomorrow and people will complain that they still saw cheaters, or that the cheater problem wasn't that big of a deal. Maybe they were just a cheater themselves, but either way, they're going to find a reason to complain about it, because that's what we do. We complain about things. That's what this channel is all about. But nonetheless, guys, those are my thoughts on that. I'd love to hear what you think on this. Do you think that we need more healthy debates within the community, or should we just move away into our own echo chambers and have our biases confirmed at every single turn? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in that comment section. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.